Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Catherine Forsey. I'm the Learning Rooms and STEM consultant for Gratnells, and I'm a Gratnells STEM ambassador. I'm going to be leading today's Learning Rooms STEM Club Prepare for Launch webinar. For those of you who are on social media, whether you're joining us live or watching this recording back at your leisure, please use the @Gratnells handle and LR STEM Club hashtag to connect with the project. For those of you who are joining us live, you're really welcome to use the typed chat function at any time. After the webinar, we're going to hold a question and answer section where we'll look through the chat to pick up any questions, and we'll do our best to answer as many questions as possible. So I'm going to start with a summary of what I'm going to cover in this webinar. For several years, the STEM Ambassador team at Gratnells Learning Rooms have been working with teachers, technicians, school and community groups to develop and deliver STEM activities. By STEM, I mean science, technology, engineering and maths. For the last 2 years, I've been running a weekly community STEM club in my village library. We're combining all the experience that we've gained to launch the new Learning Rooms STEM Club in September 2021. Providing access to over 40 of our ready-made, tried and tested STEM club activities. During this webinar, I'm going to share the origins of Learning Rooms STEM Club before we explore the 6 half-term late STEM club activity packages. The majority of the STEM club activities will also support and enrich teaching of curriculum subjects. I'll also be sharing how we are supporting case study schools and how you can get involved with Learning Rooms STEM Club. As well as the hyperlinked slides and recording of today's webinar, the other resources that you'll have access to are the Learning Room STEM Club webpage and the activity packages. And then we'll also invite everyone to connect with Learning Room STEM Club on social media using the hashtag #LRSTEMClub. These are our webinar outcomes. By the end of the webinar, you will have explored the free Learning Room STEM Club resources and half-term late activity packages. You'll have heard how we're supporting case study schools, and you'll have learned how you can get involved with Learning Room STEM Club. So I've broken the webinar down into sections. First of all, I'll cover the origins and evolution of the STEM Club, our top tips and the benefits of running a STEM Club. I'm going to show you the free Learning Rooms resources and then share details of those case study schools. I'll let you know how you can get involved before we share some best practice. We're going to do a free prize draw for everyone who's here live. So everyone's got a chance to win a set of our sorted trays, and then we'll move on to the Q&A section. So starting with the origins. For several years now, I've been working with the STEM Ambassador team at Gratnells, along with school science technicians and teachers, to develop What's in My Tray science and STEM resources. They support and enrich delivery of the curriculum. Many of you might also already be familiar with the What's in My Tray resources. You might have attended our workshops at previous face-to-face conferences or online. For those of you who are new to What's in My Tray, I've included links to all of the What's in My Tray science resources here and videos from our previous conferences. We'll also share a link to those resources and CPD workshops in the chat now. We've also been working with local schools. Here you can see our work with one of those schools. This is the BMAT STEM Secondary Academy in Harlow. We're working with Dave Ramsey, who's the assistant head teacher, and we facilitated factory visits to the Gratnells manufacturing base and ran STEM workshops for Year 10 pupils. We've also supported the pupils through a design challenge to create their own What's in My Tray activities. We made repeat visits to the school to check on their progress, and we were invited to judge their final creations. The students were given the opportunity to think creatively and work as a team through a practical approach to learning and STEM skills development. Alongside this work, in my STEM ambassador capacity, I've teamed up with the manager of my village library in July 2019, and we set up a weekly Saturday morning STEM club focused around Lego. Explore Lego Club welcomed almost 900 participants in the 8.5 months before COVID closed the libraries in March 2020. At that point, we moved online, sharing weekly themes and challenges via social media and inviting participants to send in photographs of their builds. We're continuing in that format now, but I'm very much hoping that we can be back face to face in September. During our first 2 years running the Community STEM Club, we learned a lot about attracting participants, maintaining engagement and including families, along with how best to organise our resources, getting to grips with storage and the general logistics of running a weekly STEM club. Despite the challenges that COVID has thrown at us, the club has won 2 local awards, including one for virtual provision during COVID and one for the best STEM class. So in September last year, Explore Lego Club teamed up with Gratnells Learning Rooms to create the Learning Rooms Lego Club. Through this platform, we were able to share our themes and challenges with a much wider audience. We were using online platforms and social media. More libraries and schools began to get involved, sharing the weekly themes and challenges with their own followers. We were able to track views and engagement, and we started reaching thousands of people every week. Many of the challenges that I shared were science and STEM focused, and back when we were meeting face to face, it was wonderful to see the children working hard to build and improve their designs and listening to them talk and using the scientific vocabulary that I'd introduced to describe what is happening. Some of the favourites so far have been catapults, volcanoes, zip lines and balloon-powered Lego cars. We've now built up and published a full year of Learning Rooms Lego Club themes and challenges on our website. You can access these through the Learning Rooms Lego Club link that's here on the slide, and we'll share that link in the chat so that you can have it immediately. We'll continue to share a new Learning Rooms Lego Club challenge every week on our social media channels, at least until the end of the summer term. If you'd like to read more about our Lego Club journey and my 12 top tips for running a STEM club that's based around Lego, please take a look at our recent article in the May edition of the ASE's International Journal. We've popped a link to that article in the chat. If anyone has trouble accessing it because of membership permissions for the ASE, then please just ping us an email through and we can help with that. You can also find us on social media using hashtag Explore Lego Club and hashtag LR Lego Club. Or if you happen to be anywhere near York in the UK, you're welcome to get in touch and pop by and see us once the face-to-face groups have resumed. From here, we felt it was a really natural evolution to combine our experience and resources from Explore Lego Club, Learning Rooms Lego Club, What's in My Tray Science and STEM resources, and our ongoing work in schools into a new programme that's launching in September, and that is the Learning Rooms STEM Club. It's brilliant to have this opportunity to share details of the STEM Club, and I hope you'll find it a useful resource to support your own school or community STEM clubs, lunch clubs, or after-school clubs. The Learning Rooms STEM Club forms part of Gratnell's outreach and STEM ambassador work, so all of the resources are provided free of charge. They're all available to preview now, and that's to help anyone who's looking to plan ahead, ready for launch in September 2021. So before I dive in and show you the resource collection, I first just wanted to take a really quick step back and share some of the benefits of running a STEM club. So I've been sharing details of the new Learning Rooms STEM Club through interactive workshops at teachers and technicians conferences over the last few weeks. I've worked with participants to capture the benefits of running a STEM club into a handy Padlet. I've unpicked those benefits into 4 key groups. So that's the benefits to students, the benefits to your school and wider community, benefits to STEM club leaders, and benefits to STEM employers. There are 30 benefits that have been captured here, and that includes raising the profile of STEM subjects, developing students' STEM skills, improving confidence and enthusiasm, improving employability, and being a draw for attracting new students to your schools. The clubs are also great for developing teachers, technicians, and whoever are the group leaders, and providing opportunities for outreach work and connections with local employers. There's a link to the Padlet here on the slide, and we've already shared that in the chat, so you can explore that Padlet fully. You can also add your own benefits to this shared resource or use it as it is to help build a case for establishing a STEM club within your own school. I'm going to move on now and dive into the Learning Rooms STEM Club resources and collections. I'm going to start with the Learning Rooms STEM Club launch article that's been posted on the Learning Rooms website. You can access all of our STEM Club's resources from this landing page. The article shares the story of the club's creation, which you've just heard, and also a collection of top tips to support you in creating or expanding your STEM club. I'll share these top tips with you now. While I'm doing this, if you have any top tips for creating or growing a STEM club, please could you share them in the chat or on social media using hashtag #LRSTEMClub, and hopefully we could all support each other. So the first tip is to plan ahead. Take a look at the Learning Rooms STEM Club activity packages and decide if you're going to use them as they are or cherry pick a selection. If your STEM club is already up and running, ask participants to have a browse and select which activities they'd like to do to help increase their ownership and engagement in the club. The next bit is to start collecting. So draw up a list of useful, recycled and repurposed items using the equipment lists that are provided with each Learning Room STEM Club activity. Ask your locals, communities and people within your school to help. And this could be empty plastic bottles and bottle tops, yogurt pots, wine bottle corks, cardboard boxes. It doesn't take long to build up an impressive collection. Just be sure to ask collectors to ensure everything is thoroughly cleaned before they donate it. You could find out if your area has a community recycling hub where you can pick up items like this in bulk. We are a low-tech STEM club. The school and community groups I've worked with traditionally have small to non-existent budgets, and we really wanted to keep Learning Room STEM Club as accessible as possible and using resources that you will already have access to. Having said that, we've also worked with Arduino to create some instructional videos for STEM activities. So if open source electronics kits are more your bag, please just pop Arduino into the search box on the Learning Rooms website and you'll find a link to those videos. The next part is to recruit enthusiastic participants. So decide on your audience and recruit through your school or community newsletters. That could be flyers in registers, posters on notice boards, posts on your school's social media channels. You're really welcome to share the photographs and videos of the activities that are on the Learning Rooms website as a way to show what's going to be happening and encourage your students to get involved. Once you've got a few members, then you can get them involved with recruiting others by sharing what they get up to in the club. The next bit to think about is storage. You won't be surprised to hear that we store all of our STEM Club resources in dedicated Gratnells trays and trolleys. The Maker Hub and Makerspace trolleys are perfect for this, and they help us to keep everything organised, easy to access, and most importantly, quick to tidy away again. We can also store the trolleys safely away to make sure that the resources don't wander off between sessions. Next tip is to celebrate and showcase. So showcasing participants' creations at things like open days and assemblies. It's useful if you can to have a dedicated display cabinet in a high footfall location, and that could be used to house a selection of your STEM Club creations. So those display cases don't just have to be for sports trophies. It'd be wonderful to see some STEM builds in there. You can celebrate participation and share achievements via photographs or videos on the school website, in newsletters and on social media. Let people see what you're up to and be sure to include information as to how they can come and get involved. Getting others involved. Other staff might be happy to help on a rota basis, and community volunteers might be willing to come in 1 hour a week. Older students could run the sessions, developing leadership skills, and they often enjoy the chance to work with younger students. Local companies and STEM ambassadors might be willing to support you with time or resources. You could get the senior leadership team involved to ensure your club achieves the high profile that it deserves. looking out for opportunities such as competitions that you could enter or grants you could apply for. Check out the National STEM Club's website and handbook from STEM Learning for details of funding opportunities and partner activities that you could get involved with. And the last tip is to have fun. So try to follow your participants and your own interests, because enthusiasm comes from doing the things that you enjoy, and that will really help you to maintain momentum and engagement throughout the year. As part of the new Learning Rooms STEM Club offer, we've put together 6 half-termly activity packages. I'll show you on the website where you can find these now. All the packages are going to be displayed here. You can see that there's autumn 1, autumn 2, spring 1, spring 2, summer 1 and summer 2. So everything's there ready for you. I'll open the autumn 1 package now. You can see that each package contains 7 activities. Some are standalone activities and some are STEM challenges. You can complete them. Oh, pardon, it's just taken the website down. You can complete them in whatever order that you'd like to, and what we'll be doing is sharing 1 activity a week from the start of the autumn term on the Gratnells social media channels. If I open one of these activities now, you can see that the challenge here is to slow a marble down on its journey from the top of a tray all the way to the bottom. So it takes as long as possible without the marble stopping. You can see that this activity also has some downloadable supporting resources. Each activity has a full kit list. There's any preparation steps that are involved before you get started, a set of step-by-step instructions for what to do, and then there's an explanation of the science behind what is happening. So for this one, it covers gravity, friction, slopes and angles. Most of the activities also have an other things to try section, and that provides opportunities to extend the challenge. It would be up to your group to decide if they spend a single lesson on this activity or if they develop their builds over multiple sessions. For older students, you might decide to simply provide a QR code to reach the activity, which they can scan with a tablet or phone to access the instructions and get straight on with the activity. Some of the STEM Club activities have supporting videos to accompany the write-ups. I'll show you an example video now from our Spring 2 collection. We really love to share that work that you're doing in your STEM Club and feature your videos on the Learning Rooms STEM Club web pages. So if you have a go at any of the challenges, make a recording and send it along to us. Another really quick one here is an aeroplanes challenge from our Spring 1 collection. I'll just play that one for you now. So these videos are great for introducing the activity and providing some quick instruction and inspiration. If you have your own mobile phones or video recording equipment, then club participants could make their own how-to or demonstration videos to share with the rest of the school. And this adds to that technology element of your STEM club and helps to showcase what work you're up to. An extra resource that we've made available to download are the Learning Rooms STEM Club steps and challenge cards. You'll find them with the launch article. The STEM Club steps are shown here and help with scaffolding the STEM Club activities. They encourage participants to work methodically when they're tackling a challenge. They start first with asking questions so they can fully understand what it is they need to do and any restrictions they might face. Often that's around what equipment is available to them. Second is brainstorming and sharing a wide assortment of ideas and possible solutions, and it could involve some research using a range of sources. Third, they're planning their response by deciding what ideas they're going to take forward, what materials they'll need, who will do what, and they're sketching their initial design. Fourth is creating or building before testing it in step 5, which could also be called experimenting or investigating, depending on the challenge. Step 6 sees them modifying and improving their design. And step 5 and 6 might then go in a cycle several times. And then the final step provides an opportunity to reflect on what they've achieved, what worked well, and what they would do differently next time. When participants are new to a STEM club, you might not launch into all 7 steps from the first session. You might plan a couple of one-off sessions with standalone guided activities, and perhaps just introducing 1 or 2 of the steps to help everybody get settled in before progressing to introducing a full STEM challenge following all 7 steps. What you'll find is that your regular attendees become familiar with the 7 steps, and they'll be able to apply them to any new challenge that you throw at them, and they'll quickly want to come up with or select their own challenges, and sometimes work in groups through the steps to achieve the best possible builds. So what you'll also get with the STEM Club Steps download is a set of 12 challenge cards. These are designed to add an extra dimension to some of the challenges, which is great for groups or individuals who finish early and you want to ask them some questions to develop their understanding. And they're also useful to support STEM Club leaders to ask questions and facilitate reflection. 5 of those challenge cards are shown here, and then the other 5 are here. They all form part of that download that you'll find with the Learning Rooms STEM Club launch article. So I'd now like to quickly let you know about the work we're doing with another one of our case study schools. So we're working with the Knights Templar Secondary School in Baldock, North Hertfordshire. Like all schools, their clubs suffered disruption due to COVID. The school's core curriculum and after-school clubs provide a strong focus on STEAM, so we're working with the heads of science and technology to provide support as they plan to start STEM club activities again in the autumn term. We're doing this through the provision of Learning Rooms STEM Club resources, and we're looking forward to running some student workshops at the school later this year. As Learning Rooms STEM Club is a new programme for us, we still have an opening for a UK-based primary school to work with us as a case study school. If you have links with a primary school in or around the Harlow area, that could include Stevenage, Hitchin, all the way up to Cambridge, then we would love you to share this webinar with them and ask them to get in touch if they'd like to become our primary case study school. If you don't become a case study school, there's still lots of ways for you to get involved and connect with the Learning Rooms STEM Club programme. What we'd like to invite everyone to do is share photographs and videos of their STEM Club activities using the hashtag #LRSTEMClub, and we will help to share and promote what is going on in your school. If we can, we'll share your photographs and videos on the Learning Rooms website. We'd really like to add to the collection of STEM Club activities and would love to feature what you're doing. I'm hoping that we will have termly giveaways with prizes for the best STEM Club photographs and videos. What that looks like will be confirmed and shared on social media and the Learning Rooms website at the start of the new school year. From September, we will be sharing one STEM Club activity every week during term time on our social media channels. So make sure you're following the handle and the hashtag if you want to see those as they get shared. As we add new activities to the STEM Club collection, we'll be sharing those in the same way. In January, we'll hopefully be at the Association for Science Education Conference face-to-face in Sheffield with a STEM Clubs practical workshop with even more curriculum-based activities for you to have a go at. I'd love to see you there to find out how you're getting on with your STEM clubs. So as we've been working with school teachers and technicians over the last few weeks, we've put together one more shared resource to support anyone who's looking to start or develop their own STEM club. This is a best practice Padlet where my workshop participants and I have shared ideas, tips and best practice around STEM club provision. We've covered recruitment, sustaining engagement, funding, resources and ideas, support and recognition. For example, the column of tips around recruitment includes undertaking student surveys to capture their interests, being fully inclusive through broad representation, sharing details through assemblies, displays, social media channels, on posters, and of course in registers or via form tutors. The funding column links to various grant schemes and ideas for internal fundraising. There are 6 columns that you can explore at your leisure. You can access this Padlet at any time through this link, and of course you're warmly invited to add your own tips to the Padlet, so as the Padlet grows we can all be supporting each other. To finish the webinar, it's worth letting you know that if you like the look of the Learning Rooms STEM Club resources, the Learning Rooms website is home to 8 more resource collections with over 100 learning resources to choose from across a wide variety of subject areas. The search box is a great place to start if you're looking for something to support a particular topic or area of learning. Everything is completely free to access. I've also popped a link on here to our webinars homepage where you'll be able to find details of our future webinars. The next one is scheduled for Thursday the 16th of September at 4 p.m, and we'll be sharing full details of the Learning Rooms Lego Club at that webinar. It would be a perfect accompaniment to any STEM Club activity programme. Any other webinars we're putting on will be shared on that website as we schedule them. So that's just a reminder of everything that I've covered in the webinar. Hopefully you found it useful. To end the webinar section, I would just like to say thank you to everybody for joining me today, and I hope to see you at a face-to-face or online event again soon.